Kenya and Somalia have signed an agreement. What is in this agreement for Kenya and what is in this agreement for Somalia? It seems that Kenya got what it wanted. Is there anything in this agreement for Somalia? Secondly, we have a new story about an Al Shabaab commander who was killed a few hours ago in Ethiopia, in Somali region of Ethiopia. Thirdly, two new stories about Oromo Liberation Army. A suspect has been arrested in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. He is being shown as an OLA agent. He was carrying several identity cards and he was on a secret mission in Addis Ababa, it is being said, and some government soldiers have joined Oromo Liberation Army. Fourthly, we have a new story about an amazing lady from Tigray. I think she is working with an NGO, and this lady, with the help of some NGO, is feeding thousands of Tigrayans on a daily basis. So while people have been in dire need of food, this lady and her NGO have been feeding more than 20,000 Tigrayans on daily basis. And lastly, a new story from SNNPR, Southern Nations, Nationalities and People, the region. Here, a region is being restructured, but opposition is being seen. Some groups have emerged which are opposing restructuring of a region, and today Ethiopian federal security body and regional bodies, they issued a joint statement warning some groups which are working against restructuring of a zone in SNNPR. Firstly, viewers, Somalia Kenya bilateral agreement. Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, the president of Somalia, arrived in Kenya a few hours ago. He was received by Kenyan Minister of Agriculture at Nairobi airport. He was taken to State Guest House where he was welcomed by Uhuru Kenyatta, and the two leaders have signed a bilateral agreement. Uhuru Kenyatta is about to leave. I mean, at the start of August, presidential election will be held in Kenya. Why is Hassan Sheikh in a hurry? Why is he signing bilateral agreement with a president who has just a few days left in office? But it happened. Hassan Sheikh has signed this agreement. Now, what is this agreement about? And is there anything in this agreement for Somalia? Somalia-Kenya relations have gone through ups and downs in recent years. Now, agreement viewers. The two countries firstly have agreed to collaborate in the fight against terrorism. Their security forces will collaborate to eradicate terrorism. It means that against Al Shabaab, Kenyan Somali forces will launch joint operations. It has been happening in the past as well. Once again, a reaffirmation that the two countries will again intensify their joint operations against armed groups, mostly operating in Somalia. Secondly, I am just mentioning important points. Second important point is that Kenyan Airline will resume flights to Mogadishu immediately. Thirdly, very important point is that fish and fish products will be traded from Somalia to Kenya and vice versa. So, Somalia will export its fish and fish products to Kenya. And what will Kenya export to Somalia? Kath. I think it's called Kath, a narcotic plant. And 2 years ago, Somalia banned Kath imports from Kenya. But today, Hassan Sheikh government agreed to cut imports from Kenya. It was being said in recent days that Kenya was requesting Hassan Sheikh to lift the ban on cloth imports. So, ban on cloth imports today was lifted. Next point is about speedy issuance of visas for the people of Somalia in Kenya. Visa on arrival, speedy issuance for dignitaries, for diplomats, and for common people of Somalia as well. And very important point is that committees will be formed for ministries. The two governments will ensure that in the next 2 weeks all these points mentioned are implemented. So it's not an MOU like we saw signed between Isaias Afwerki and Hassan Sheikh. I said back then that that was just an MOU with no implementation mechanism, no specific details. This is an agreement which was signed a few hours ago between Kenyan and Somalia's governments. Our question is, what is in this agreement for Somalia, and what is in this agreement for Kenya? Kenya got what it wanted. It wanted lifting of ban on its cloth imports to Somalia. Both countries have already been fighting Al-Shabaab, nothing new. Border has been opened, and Kenyan flights to Mogadishu resumed. So Kenya almost got what it wanted. What about Somalia? Somalia is mainly concerned about one Somalia policy. It wants neighboring countries to back one Somalia policy, that Somaliland, Somalia are one country. No mention of one Somalia policy from Kenyan side. So Kenya is not backing one Somalia in this agreement. Secondly, we know that a few months ago, International Court of Justice issued a verdict in Kenya-Somalia maritime dispute. And that verdict was seen as a win for Somalia. But the verdict could not be implemented. Somalia has been asking Kenyan government to implement the agreement, but so far no implementation. No mention of the implementation of ICJ's verdict in this agreement. So that is why I think Somalia will receive cloth from Kenya, though it will export fish as well to Kenya. But overall, we can say that Hassan Sheikh signed this agreement in a hurry. He should have waited for the new president to take office. After that, he should have traveled to Kenya, or he should have signed any agreement after the election of new president. Secondly, there was a new story from Ethiopia. Somali region of Ethiopia shares border with Somalia, and the region has been facing infiltrations from Somalia side of the border by Al-Shabaab fighters, Al-Shabaab backed elements, and Al-Shabaab has been trying to recruit Somalis living in the Somali region. For years it has been happening, and Somalia's government has been trying to stop these recruitments in the Somali region of Ethiopia. And according to Ethiopian government, a commander of Al-Shabaab has been killed in the Somali region. His name is Sheikh Muhammad Usman. You can see his picture on your screen. This is Sheikh Muhammad Usman. He was operating in Afdir zone of Somali region. Afdir zone, El-Kere district, Badeo Kable, where there are mountains. And here reportedly For months, Sheikh Mohammed Usman was running a recruitment camp. He was trying to recruit Somali youth for Al Shabaab. Security forces have been trying to collect intelligence about the movement, about the activities of Mohammed Usman for months. So he's been operating here for months, and in an operation he has been killed. Who conducted this operation? Ethiopian government says the operation was conducted by Somali Special Forces. No mention of federal police, Ethiopian National Defense Force or NIS that they were part of this operation. Government says operation was conducted by Somali Special Force, and it was conducted on the 14th of July, yesterday. On Thursday, operation was conducted in which Muhammad Usman, Al Shabaab commander, has been killed. Al Shabaab is a joint threat to Ethiopia, Somalia, and Kenya. And Hassan Sheikh government of Somalia has decided that it will not negotiate with Al Shabaab. It will eliminate Al Shabaab through military means. So we could see intensified operations from Ethiopia, Kenya side of the borders as well, in collaboration with Somalia's forces. And in these countries too, like it happened, the operation was inside Somali region of Ethiopia. Thirdly, viewers, Oromo Liberation Army. Firstly, pictures of a suspect are being shared from Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. It is being said that the suspect is member of Oromo Liberation Army. He was carrying 10 different identity cards. He was on a secret mission in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. In Lamikora sub-city, he has been arrested. You can see his picture on your screen. His name is Bikila Fita, allegedly member of Oromo Liberation Army, has been captured by government forces in Addis Ababa. No details about the mission. What was he doing there? If he was carrying 10 different ID cards, was he alone there? Was he with other OLA fighters? Any weapons captured? No such details shared by government so far. Secondly, some government soldiers have joined Oromo Liberation Army. OLA backed news sources have shared pictures of government soldiers who can be seen armed, and they have joined OLA. Had they joined OLA, or were they taken prisoner? And that is why they're part of OLA. It's not clear. OLA says they have joined OLA. They have defected. But sometimes those who are captured by OLA, they are shown as deserters. But they are in the custody of Oromo Liberation Army. Fourthly, a very important news story is from Tigray about an amazing lady doing a wonderful job in a region where tens of thousands are in dire need of food aid for months. People have been dying for lack of food. The lady is from Tigray. Her name is Emohoe Sega. Imohoe Sega is a lady. She is working with a local NGO in Abayadi, Tambian, Central Tigray. And for months, this lady, with the help of a local NGO, has been feeding thousands of Tigrayans on daily basis. Around 24,000 people are given meals on daily basis by an NGO working in collaboration with Imohoe Sega. Amazing lady, doing a wonderful job. The lady must be commended what she is doing. And Tigray government today urged sponsors, supporters that they should help the NGO, the lady. Yes, while we know that aid arrival in Tigray is insufficient. Such NGOs, such ladies, such aid workers who are doing such a brilliant job, despite the fact that there is no telecom service, no banking service, no electricity in parts of Tigray. So there is lack of resources in Tigray. Despite all these problems, if some individuals, some groups are doing humanitarian work out of love for the people of Tigray, it should be appreciated. The lady and the NGO must be supported. Lastly, very important news story from SNNPR. A large regional state of Ethiopia. In 2020, Sidama region was created. Sidama was part of SNNPR. But then in 2020, it became a separate region. A zone which was part of SNNPR, but it is attached with Sidama, is still part of SNNPR. So it's an exclave. Name of the zone is Gedeo. Gedeo zone, Sidama were part of SNNPR. Gedeo was linked with SNNPR through Sidama. Direct link between Gedeo and SNNPR was through Sidama. Now Sidama has become a separate region. So Gedeo is now an exclave of SNNPR. It's constitutionally part of SNNPR, but geographically it's not linked with SNNPR. It's linked with Sidama. And now restructuring is being planned. So Gedeo could become part of Sidama, or proposals are under discussion. Reportedly, some documents have been prepared. Meanwhile, a movement is being seen. Some groups have emerged who, the groups, individuals are opposing restructuring of Gedeo. Today, an Ethiopian security body comprising federal and regional forces issued a statement. It warned those groups. It said that regional government of SNNPR and politicians, locals, intellectuals, they are working on restructuring of Gedeo. But some elements, some forces, they are trying to create conflicts by sharing false information. And government will take action if these forces do not stop from spreading propaganda. Question is, what is going to be the future status of Gedeo? Will it become part of Sidama or will it be a separate autonomous zone? It has 7 waradas, so it's not a small area. It has 7 waradas. Let's see. We'll update in coming videos about future status of Gedeo zone. Thank you for watching.